the beauty of the cat raft. Now, do you usually run these rafts the same way you run the drift boat? Like, do you point it where you don't want to go?
Exactly. Put the nose right where you want to row away from.
And then just kick back on the oars, just like the drift boat.
Exactly.
But you got a coho right about here.
This is a nice little drift here. This is not real deep. Not exactly what we're going to want to fish with a heavy bobber system like I was doing in the last area. So I'm going to throw a drift rod here, and Mark's got a nice little jig and bobber system, and I'm certain he's got that set exactly the depth he wants it at. I'm going to go up here to the top by the raft and throw a few passes with this chunk of eggs and peach colored yarn. A couple of number 5 split shot, almost like I do with my fly rods, but a little bit heavier scale. Just let those eggs kind of dangle around down in there in that hole for a minute. It's pretty royally in there, so let's let them float around in that boil. So we've thrown a few passes up here at the top of this hole and didn't get any takes. Let's move down to the bottom of the hole here and see what we can find laying just right in here behind these boulders. You see that? Let's go take a look down there. Down here, this hole starts to tail out a little bit. It's probably about 8 feet deep, but it's still got plenty of cover to hold fish. And we're gonna try throwing right there behind those little whitewater spots. Those are actually rocks under the water. And we suspect there could be fish holding behind them, down to about there. So I'm going to put a couple of passes with some pink yarn or peach yarn and maybe a small hit of eggs. And when the eggs come off, I'm not going to rebait. I'm just going to use the phlegm left over from the egg skein that's still on the hook. So we'll start large and then work down to a small offering and see which one they prefer. Throwing it a little further over to the other side. He's going to go through here with a pink worm in a couple of minutes if this egg doesn't work. I'm not getting anything on the eggs and yarn skein at the moment, so we're going to let him make some passes through here and we'll come in after him and try it. Looks like Mark's hooked up over here.
That pink worm through and it kind of came to a standstill, and as I was talking to you I just felt him just kind of mouth it. I was just drifting the pink worm there and it came to a standstill and he kind of just nibbled on it.
Have you gotten a look at what it is yet, Mark?
No, I was going to say I haven't even seen fish yet. It's sitting out there in the middle.
We've got Mr. Moss.
I should get him out of the current here. I'll see if I can work him down here. A little lower here.
Oh, it's a beauty. Look at that.
Nook.
Beautiful nook. Chrome, chrome, chrome. Can we say chrome?
Yeah, baby.
It is a dandy.
Oh!
Oh.
Did you break it? Oh, I can't believe it. It's a just did a quick, hard head shake on me. Well, that's too bad.
All right, there we go.
You got it?
Yeah. Looks like we finally got the nooker here. This one took straight pink yarn with a little bit of egg phlegm left from the last bait of eggs I had on there. Took a few casts, but we grabbed it. Really feels like a big one too. Oh, well, I'll be darned. You know, it looks like he cut me off on a rock over there on the other side of the river, but that's just how it goes. That was a nice fish. It looked like a really large, bright buck. So we hooked a couple of them in this hole. Mark hooked one on the pink worm, and I hooked one on yarn and some egg phlegm left over from a bait I had thrown. But we haven't had any hits in a while, so we're going to be moving on soon. It's always fun, whether they come off or not. Oh man, we gotta fish this one. That's This is a dandy looking bobber hole right here. Look at that. See the boil in the center of the hole? There'll be fish laying on the outside edge of that. That is a phenomenal looking hole right there. Well, let's take a look at this bobber system I've got here. I've got a 9-foot bobber rod with a pretty heavy reel and 25-pound test all the way through. It's a 2-piece rod, but it's pretty stiff. It's got the length to throw and the power to set the hook. Its line rating is, I believe, 20 to 50. The bobber system itself is comprised of a 2-ounce can-shaped float. I actually made these myself, but we have one large corky just above that for visibility and contrast, and then we have a small bead here that acts as the bead that stops at the knot. And I'll show you the knot in just a moment, but going downhill, this gets stopped by the swivel. And then we have a cannonball tied on a dropper system off of one end of the swivel. Just kind of making a 3-way swivel out of a 2-way swivel. And then of course on the other end here we've got the bait, which is a shrimp and egg combination. Now the last fish that I hooked on this system was using the combination of the shrimp and the egg. Now looking at the bobber knot itself, this is just a knot that's tied onto the main line, and this knot is actually adjustable. You can actually slide it up and down the line, and this butts up against the green bead after the system sinks down into the water, and this is what gives us depth control. I'm currently set at about 8 feet deep, and so when I cast out, the system sinks down and the line slides through the float until this knot reaches the green bead, which is on top, and then it sets up and we're fishing the hole. Now if I get into a deeper hole, I can adjust it to fish deeper, or I can adjust it to fish shallower. My 2-ounce system is fishing this one like a champion. I'm just running that wall good and deep, 12 feet, 14 feet, just like Springer fishing. Really just fishing through there nice. What a beautiful hole right here. There we go. All right. Right. Well, here's one for the bobber rod. Maybe we can keep this one hung up. I'm sure he took it well. He was chewing on it for a few seconds there. I didn't get it on the... Oh, he come off. Look at that. Look at that. It looks like Mark's going to go with the jig and bobber. Looks like Mark's hooked up over here. Got a chromer on there. Get that right on the jig.
Yeah, bear jig. I'm gonna take off here.
Just a chromer.
Jeez, it's not even. What's he doing? You know what I'm saying? He thinks the boat is brush. You know?
Yeah, watch the boat.
Big jig down there. And bear jig there. It's like a big old hen. Nice, huh? Nice fish. Well, since she's a hen, it's getting late in the season, I think I'll just let her go here. Beauty. Nice big full belly on her. Nice fish. Yeah, she's a nice big hen here. I'm just gonna let her go, let her do her thing here. There you go, baby doll. There you go. Nice fish. Nice fish, really nice fish. Right here on the bear jig. Yeah, I just took the bear jig right down there.
This is one of Mark's new salmon jigs, and I got to tell you, it is beautiful. Look at the action in the water that jig is putting off. And he's got some super large dumbbell eyes on there too, which are giving him enough weight to get down where the salmon are laying. Well, Mark, did you get a chance to check that water temp yet?
Let's take a look here. Yeah, it's right at 41 degrees.
41 degrees.
No wonder
And
so.
now optimal temperature for Chinook is
Yeah, mid-50s probably.
mid-50s.
53, 55.
So that would explain our soft bite theory today, huh? That would explain why we're getting such soft bites. But we did get that last one in.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll move on down and try another hole.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, Mark, I just wanted to say thanks for taking me down today. This has just been an awesome day. The watercolor's perfect. We've had some fish on. And the other neat thing I was thinking about was it was really cool to see that pink jig work, the one with the big giant dumbbell eyes. I had saw that jig on the web somewhere, and I gotta tell you, it was really neat to see that thing catch a chromer Chinook.
Yeah, this guy right here.
Yeah, that guy right there. That jig catches Chinook salmon. That is sweet.
Yeah, it's shrimp, colored shallopin, and light pink marabou.
Where can I get some of those anyways?
I'll probably up some.
But this has just been a killer day for
Geez, we hook fish on different stuff. Take two.